Hello crafters, this is Suzanne from A Creative Muse and it is the 1st of March. So you know what time that is. It is Spellbinders March Kit Club of the month. Yay! And in this video I'm showing you the usual Kit Club purchase that I would make. But of course, you can always do the gotta have it all, which is a great value anyway, or you can mix and match what you want, whether it be just embossing folders or the large die of the month, small die of the month, or small die only. They're all sweet. Alrighty, let's just go right into it. Let's look at these goodies. Let's get started. If you do subscribe to the Kit Club at Spellbinders, you also get a 10% discount that you can apply to your store purchases too. The only time I see it not applying is like if there's a huge sale like the warehouse sale, they won't give you the additional 10. But a lot of their sales, you'll have the new sale price of an item and then add on that additional 10 because you are a club member. If you skip a month or two, they'll still give you that discount. 2 thumbs up. Just saying. Just saying. The charge does not happen on the 1st of the month. So on the 1st of the month, you can preview what the whole Kit Club looks like. And then they would charge you on the 5th. So you have 5 days. You can do previews, look around, decide this month I want it all. Or this month, I don't want to do the embossing folder, but then I want to switch over. So you would cancel your embossing folder and then you would come over to either a die or, oh, the stitching die is so pretty too. That's going to be in another video. But, ooh, pretty, etc. Okay? Alrighty, crafters, let's get into this set of goodies. First up, the small die of the month. This is the Floral Butterfly Card Front die set. Love. You get 11 dies. This piece, what you do is you mirror it. So you would have one on the top, one on the bottom, and it comes out to a perfect A2 card size, which is 4 1/4, 5 1/2. Love this. Recently, we have been focusing on the floral reflection. Think of this like butterfly reflection. Love, and I know a lot of crafters love their butterflies. So here is 2 pieces that I had die cut. I had cut it again because I needed this part to pop in. So now I actually have 2 bits ready for another card. See how it layers? And you can play with this. There is an example where it's layered 3 in a row to create 3 butterflies coming down. And then you get 2 pieces here for the butterfly. That's the bottom of the butterfly. That's the top of the butterfly. Then these little floral bits, they layer in opposite direction like so on the butterfly. So the 2 tall ones would be here. The shorter ones would be at the bottom. You can use this, of course, by itself, what you're seeing here. These are the layering flowers too. So they go on top of this. So you would cut this out in your base color. Usually we would do green. Then these are the flowers on the top. Then that's the center of your flowers. And this time I did not use gems. I did use glitter cardstock though. I couldn't help it, but I think it turned out good. All right, now let's talk about what happened here. I had cut this out in yellow cardstock, this shade of yellow cardstock. And when I put it against the blue, because I knew I wanted to use, this is that Spellbinders raindrop cardstock, still not in stock yet, but fabulous. I'm waiting on it, okay? So we'll both be shopping for it if you've been waiting on it too. So I knew I wanted in the background, can you say it? Glacier, Spellbinders Glacier cardstock, Spellbinders raindrop. Then this yellow is Spellbinders chamomile. But when I put it against this, it was just looking like, I don't know, it just wasn't looking right. So I took my ink blender. I didn't even put ink on it. I just used the yellow ink blender that I had and just did this. And then I went into my orange one and came up with this colorway. So I didn't even apply. It's my Distress ink blender. So this is old ink. If I had gone from white, then you would have seen, oh, there's not enough ink. It wasn't a clean brush. Like, this is a dye brush. My Distress brush looks exactly like this. It's just with Distress oxide on it, okay? And I just came on and just did like this. So it was using actually what was left of my brush. I think it worked out fabulous. I mean, look at that, right? So you can definitely have fun with ink blending. You don't have to go crazy with 900 colors. I started off with that base and I think it worked out so well. And I knew I wanted white flowers. I came back in though with that yellow glitter, just a hair touch of orange here. Here's another thing that I did. You notice how the bottom is flat and here is popped up? I had cut this out twice. One in the yellow cardstock and then in 110-pound cardstock. And I was going to put the two together and then put one on top. So I did it 2 sets. Then I layered up one of this butterfly and did it actually 3 layers. Yellow, white cardstock, white cardstock. And then I did this bottom one once and glued the bottom part together. And I'm like, oh, look at that dimension. No, that was my mistake. Hopefully I'm making sense. So there is 2 layers of cardstock here, 3 layers of cardstock here, but I really like the result. You can keep it all flat if you want, but I kind of like that. This is the bottom, this is on top, popped up. Look, yeah, happy accident, wasn't paying attention. But super pretty, right? Love. If you want to piece this back, when you do cut this out, all of this popped out. When this popped out, I had tried piecing it back in, but it was taking away from my butterfly. So I like it looking like a lace here. I kind of like that look, which is less work anyway. And then after making the card, because it was just blue, yellow, I was like, there's something missing. So then when I cut it again, I popped these pieces out and put them back in. Also, here now, let's talk about that for a second. This is Spellbinders Brush Gold. Love, which is working so well with that yellow, right? You may see this from me again with this yellow cardstock and my dirty oxide brush. You may see it again because I'm loving it. This piece, this was a die I showed you before, and I said to you guys, that little label is so fabulous. From the 4 Petals collection, we have the Stitched Fan Card Front die. That piece fits perfectly in here, and look how the Just Because fits on that. So I did it that way. I could have just done the Just Because flat, but I wanted something to pop up, and then I put some of the little florals right here. The leaves I cut off from here. I just ran this again and then just snip the leaves and tuck them under. And then this is Gold Mix Gems. And done. So that's the small die of the month. Small die. Fabulous card. Packs a lot of punch, doesn't it? Love. Whichever club you join, you get free shipping, so you don't have to worry about shipping, okay? Next, another favorite of mine. Even before I was sent these items to play with. Large die of the month. Love the small die, large die, glimmer. That was my usual set that I always went with, and the embossing. But now we have stitching too, and I would have definitely been part of the stitching club. Yeah, it's that good. Large die of the month is Flowering Tree and Collapsible Card Base. Ooh, I'm going to be playing with this one again. I made it the way it's intended with the collapsible card base, but I do have an idea for using that tree outside of the collapsible card base, which is like an interactive card. Here is my collapsible card. Collapsible meaning that it can move to fit into your envelope. Here is a A2 brush gold envelope, and it will fit within the envelope. You see the parameters? Look at that. Love. So you can make this interactive card. Now, if you're a new crafter and you're like, why would I want an interactive card? Because interactive cards are great, like decor pieces. See how it's standing up? So the recipient can have it there. Think of it like their desk / mantle, like how you put stuff on a mantle. If they have a little shelf on their desk, they could put this there, etc. So this is always a nice type of card to give somebody, or make a bunch for yourself, etc. And if the recipient is a true non-crafter, you can just show them, oh, open it up and go like this, because sometimes they'll see it and they'll be like, what? They don't get it. So you just tell them, straighten it out, or just show them. Here we have the happy birthday. Look at that tree. Love. And I did it in this forest moss green. I tried to put other colors beside it, and it wasn't giving me the contrast I was looking for. So I know it's not like super springy, but this is pretty much an all year round die set anyway. Here's your flowering tree. Let me tell you the measurement on it. 4 by 4. Now it's recommended, if you do get this set, it will have instructions on the back. Keep the packaging. The back, it does say, cut this out twice. I actually did it 3 layers. That's just me being extra. So I did 2 layers of 110-pound cardstock, and then this is Spellbinders Dune cardstock, D-U-N-E. And then here I layered up all sorts of pinks and the Spellbinders white glitter cardstock. It comes in a pack of black and white. So pretty. I cut out the white glitter foam, and then I had to put it onto a 110-pound base to have it stand. The foam does have a little sponge to it, but because it's now freestanding, on a card base is fine because it's fully adhere, but you have it floating free here. I had to kind of reinforce. Everything is reinforced. There is happy. there is birthday. So you get these two that you can use on other projects as well. This is the back. I reinforced that as well. This is a 110-pound brown cardstock. As you can see, there's my brown too. And on the back, because this is now smooth, I can write, because I did use one of the embossing folders of the month. Look at that embossing folder of the month. Hello, hello. I love it. I love it. We'll talk about that in a minute. Put the tree together. If you do get this set, all these shapes correspond to those flowers. You're only going to use this for. It's mostly this, and the leaves here and here. Okay? So you just have to kind of play around before you stick it down. Which shape, because some of the leaves go left, some go right. Put it down here first before you stick it on. So it's a little bit of a puzzle, but not a bad puzzle. And you can always look at the example on the packaging to know where something goes. This, that big one, that's the easiest because that's the 4 big ones. 1, 2, 3, and I think that one is here. Everything else, this shape is these. That's easy too. It's just when you get into this one with the leaves, when they intersect. See how it intersects? That's when you take a moment and go, oh, okay, okay. And then we have these little ones. Okay. And then some of the leaves I use here with the little buds just to put in between, make it look cute. I saw an example by, I think it's Yana's card where she put like flowers throughout. And I thought that was so pretty too. So mine is like late summer birthday card. I love it. When I was doing other colors, like lighter colors, it just wasn't giving me the pop. So I think the contrast here is like super nice with this dark green and the flowers. But I want to play with this again because I want to use a tree outside of the interactive set. But isn't this fun? Super easy to put together too. Very easy to put together. This is your steps. So you cut one, then you cut another, and you just trim that line, and you cut another one, you trim that line. This sticker one, that's that bottom piece. The second 1, 2 is here. 1, 2, 3 all the way up is there. What is also nice about something like this? See how I have this floating? In here. Your fingers can go in here to hold everything down. Use your fingers in here. Just go in here gently, press everything in place, okay? But this is one of those cards that you give the recipient. They do the, wow, you made that? Wow, and they'll just look at it. Wonderful, wonderful. For the centers of the flowers, you could use this. In my case, I went ahead and I used Gold Mixed Gems again. And Aura AB. Aura AB up here, okay? Super pretty in this pinky, mauvey, dusty rose colorway with the dark green. Love. So flowering tree. Lots of option of play and fun with this large die of the month. Winner, winner. Next, we have the Glimmer of the month. Have not played with this one yet. This one is the So Kind of You Glimmer Hot Foil plate. Here we have this piece, which is 4 inches by 2. I'll be playing with this and you'll see my example shortly. Love. And I can already tell I love this because the flowers, that middle piece, this is another fun label. Like this label. This is another fun one. In there, I can put So Kind of You and then just cut that out. So you don't have to do perfect lining up with this. You just cut that out and put it on top. And you can also cut this, and there's a coordinating die to cut out this piece, okay? So there's options of you just using this alone, this and that alone. Love options. So Kind of You, Glimmer Hot Foil. Next, we have an add-on, and the add-ons are a separate purchase. The first add-on was in January. Spellbinders just started doing add-ons too, to the stitching die with the stamps. Last month, I believe that was a die as well. This month is now the add-on to the large die of the month. Instead of just always having happy birthday, we get that same bar which sticks behind. Okay, let me show you my finger. Behind here, where you would do thank you, for you, flowering tree sentiments. 3 dies, okay? Great price point. So those are the add-ons. Next, we have 2 embossing folders of the month. We have the 2D embossing folder and the new 3D embossing folder of the month. The 2D embossing folder is Stylized Calla Lily. Here is my example. This is with the clear stamp of the month. That's the Calla Lily right there. Looking at it, doesn't it look almost like shells too? So you can use this for nautical projects as well. if you do anything like that. Look at that blue and white. That's nautical right there with butterflies. And next, this one is the 3D, which is tiled motif. This is a 3D embossing folder. You would use a universal plate system to get that great, fabulous detail. Because this cardstock, once I ran it through the 3D embossing folder, it kind of broke some of the paper fibers. And because this is standing up by itself, that's why I reinforced it on the back. When you use something like this or this one, the fibers start to bend by itself. It was standing, but you know, I just wanted to reinforce the whole card so the recipient can really be like, okay, solid, year after year after year. I think about that with any project. So love this one. Let me bring it up to you so you can see the goodness. Ooh, 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 love, right? Okay, crafters, so this is part of the March Kit Club offerings. We have small die of the month, large die of the month, glimmer of the month. You can do that as a value kit. You can do the whole thing. You could do the embossing folders. And you could also do the add-on, all right? And in the next video, I'm going to be showing you the stitching die of the month. Ooh, thumbs up. Alrighty, crafters, everything will be detailed and listed below. I will put links below for the Kit Club and also the Value Club, past Kit Club, in case you didn't get something from January or February and you're seeing examples now and you're like, yeah, I should have gotten that. I want to get it. So I'll put the Value Kit Club too so you can easily find that as well. Trust me, I did the same thing myself. I would be like, no. And then later on, I'll be like, why didn't I get it then? I know. Alrighty, crafters, on to the next video. Stay crafty, my friends. Bye.